and welcome back to the channel. If you're new to my channel, or even if you're a follower of the channel but not subscribing, why not? Why don't you consider subscribing, clicking on the bell for notifications and giving this video the thumbs up. It does help. Thumbs up. Well, all of it actually. So this is from WAVLINK. Yes, it was sent to me. They asked me if I'd like to do a review on it, and I thought, yeah, I do like WAVLINK. I've done a few videos for them in the past and on their products, and yeah, they've been pretty reliable. So this is a USB 4 PCIe NVMe dual SSD enclosure. Let me give you a quick explanation what's actually inside the actual box, because you might find it interesting, you might not. So it has one USB 4 PCIe NVMe dual SSD enclosure, well hopefully anyway. It has one USB-C to USB-C 40 gigabytes per second data transmission cable. Now that is very important, because if you use your own cables, they might not be as fast as the one that comes with it. So you need to make sure, if it's running slow, that you've got the correct cables. We have one USB-C to USB-C PD charge cable, ideal for charging up, say for instance, your mobile phone. Oh, it started to rain. We have two thumb screws, so if you're into torture, you might want some thumb screws. Just joking. We have a one PD power adapter and one quick start guide. Right, let's see if all them things are actually in the box. Oh yeah, I already cut it open. I didn't open it, but I did cut it open just to save a little bit of time. So we have safety information, we have a quick start guide. I would advise you to read that if you've never used one of these before. So it says quick start guide, USB 4 PCIe NVMe dual SSD enclosure with a Q code and a web link. What's this? Oh, loads of little boxes inside here. Is that going to come out? No, I'm not. I can't get her out. Hang on. I'm thinking. Let me out. I can't figure out. Oh, it's a bit stiff, but we've got there in the end. Right, this is the actual unit itself, I believe. I'll get it unstuck. So it has on the front WAVLINK, see the world, target 100%, 75, 50%, 25% source power, clone. Press the button. I'm not sure if you have to hold the button down because I haven't read the instructions yet. Got the CEF mark on the back, USB 4, blah blah blah, and oh, two USBs, so USB-C and the PD in, so power delivery in. Yeah, very nice. And an air vent looking at that. So this should open up somehow. I'm not sure how, but well, I think it does anyway. I'm pretty sure it does. But we'll find out in a bit. If not, I don't know what we're doing. Anyway, let's carry on. See what else is here. We have a plug of some sort. That will connect onto there somehow. I believe it probably just slides on. Maybe like that. Yeah, there you go. For the UK. That's quite clever actually, because it says on there 20 watt. So you have a 2-pin connection, which is there, if I can get it open. Say for instance, like the American market, you've already got it there, see? Or if you're using a shaver or something like that, connection that is, or you can do that. We will be doing that, because we're 3-pin connections. Get that out of the way. And we have some cables. It's quite a nice bit of packaging, in my opinion, of course. So this is the important stuff. Oh, it does come with a screwdriver, so you will need a screwdriver or use their screwdriver. So it's a, it's just a flathead screwdriver. We have 40 gigabyte cable there, USB Type-C connection. Yeah, 40 gig, and that's just a connection looking at that. It's quite a short one. Dual transmission cable, it says on there, and this one says PD charging cable. So this is the one for charging you know, like your phone or something like that. I think that's how it works. Well, actually, it might just be for powering this up. And that's quite a long one looking at that. So that is it. So you get all that plus the instructions that I've put it back in there. And all I've got to do, oh I see, I've got little feet on it, I just realised. So it stands up like that. Okay, I would imagine these sides open up. And voila, what a guess. So that should be both sides, yeah? And it has different slots for different size SSDs on both sides. That's very good. There's a little screw there, so you want your little screwdriver for unscrewing that, although that is pretty loose. And that would be for the bigger size in that hole, so that will come undone. Say for instance you've got a smaller SSD, you put it in whatever one it is, and there's your little slots for your SSDs. We will be testing this out. Not sure about whether we'll be testing out dual ones. I think I've got 2 SSDs spare, but we've definitely got one. I think one's a bit faulty, so I might not use that one. So yeah, one in there and one in there. That's quite clever, that. I like that because it hides everything nice and neatly. Let's see if I can screw it back up. So is that a magnet? Yeah, it is. It's a magnet. Ah, very good. Oh yeah, look, you can see it there. So that will go in the bottom. There's a little slot there. Ah, right, I just realised something else as well. It says up there, target. So you put the one you're going to copy onto in there, target, and your one you're copying from in there, source. Okay? Does that make sense? It's quite easy to understand when you think about it. Source is the one you want to copy from, just in case you didn't know. And that is a nice little enclosure. Actually, what I could do is back up one of my current SSDs onto a newer SSD. Yeah, that's a good idea, Yorkie. Why didn't you think of that? I did. Right, let me have a quick read the instructions and I'll be back. Right, rather than read the instructions, there is a Q code on the front, and if you scan it, it shows you a little video on how to set it up and how to use it. And I found that very useful. Now, the short cable that comes with it is for plugging it into your PC or laptop, whatever you're plugging it into to copy from. So you can use that, and I would recommend you use that because it will guarantee that you will get 40 gigabytes of data transfer through the cable. Now if you use one of your own cables, it might not be as good as this cable. In other words, you might not get 40 gigabytes or the maximum speed. You probably won't get 40 gigabytes anyway, but you get the picture. If you don't get the right cable, you're not going to get the right speeds. Now the longer cable, I did say I thought that might be to power something else up like your phone, but it ain't. So the other cable connection, yeah, is for powering up this unit. Now, I did buy myself a 4TB M.2 drive. Yeah, 4TB. And I've never heard of this company before. I thought, I'll give that a try. It was cheap enough. So again, it might not work. It says it's 7,000 read write. So it should be good enough, fingers crossed. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to do 2 tests. One is I'm going to copy from my computer actually to this, well, onto this M.2. And then the other test is I'm going to try and clone one of my drives. I did say I'll do my C drive, and I still might do my C drive. I haven't made my mind up yet. I want to see how well she performs first. So, target, we need the target one. Right, that's the target one. Let's get this M.2 out. It's brand new. Also, it did say you need to format it. Do I need a screwdriver? No, I don't think so. Unplug that, or unscrew that. Plug that into there. Make sure you get it in the right slot. That's in. Push that down, screw this back up. Make sure it's nice and tight. Put the cover back on. Voila, and we're ready to go. All that one's fell off. There you go, back on again. So, like I said, you need power plugged in, and then you need this plugged into your PC. Now I'm going to have to move this closer to my PC because the cable's not very long. Like so. Plugging it in should be quite easy. I'm just going to plug it in underneath my desk. That's in. Move this top camera so you can see what's going on. That tilt, yep, right. And then this one that's all caught up. Oh, can you hear a fan going? Oh, there's definitely a fan going, and there's a light come on. It says, well, I'm guessing that says source or power. Sorry, it says power. So we have power. And it's got a fan going. Plug that into there. Like so. Let's see if it comes up on my computer. At the moment I've got 5 drives on there. Now we might have to initialise it. Looking at that, oh, something popped up and I missed it. So let's go looking for hard drive, shall we? Right, so we need to format it. So go down here, disk management. Right, it's come up, look, to press OK, move that to the front. Disk 5, bring that down. There it is. Unallocated, new simple, next. It's come out as F. I'm going to leave it as F. Finish. And there it is. So that was easy enough. And there. So it's showing 3.63 terabytes. Yeah, if I open it up, completely empty. Now, I'm going to copy this to this. Okay, paste. You'll need permissions, yes. Continue. I'll do this for everything. And away we go. Now that is copying at 90 megabits per second. 400, 600 is going up, look, one gigabit. And away you go. Now that is going to take some time to do. It says there about 5 hours and 30 minutes. But you can see it's transferring at 1 gigabit, so it shouldn't take that long. So that might change after a while. So we're going to leave that alone, and we'll get back to it. All right? It took about 30 minutes. I didn't actually time it, so I'm not 100% sure. I came back after about 20 odd minutes, and it had like a few minutes to go, and I thought it's going to be about 30 minutes. And it did slow down, and that is purely for the fact that it's probably getting hot. Even though it's got a fan running through it, there was no heatsink actually on the actual M.2 itself, so it probably gets a bit warm, especially if it's just sitting in this little caddy as such. But it does work. Now the next test is cloning. I am going to clone my C drive, and fingers crossed she works, because I'm going to delete everything actually on the drive first, and then I'm going to clone it. All right, does that make sense? Yeah, because I've already used it once and put a load of stuff on it, and now I'm going to delete all that stuff and start again. So I'm going to format it. All right, so with that, let's get on with it. Just to quickly show you. Yeah, all there. Right, and it was F, wasn't it? Just double check. Yeah, new volume. Right, delete. Right click. Well, format, I should say. Format. Blah blah blah. 3.63 terabytes. Start. Quick format. Press OK. It shouldn't take long. Format completed. Okay. Close. And we are done. I need to take out my C drive now, so I'm going to have to shut the computer down. Here is my C drive. Hopefully I do this right, because I'm going to be deleting everything on that if I get it wrong. So that should go into the source, because we're going to copy from that to the target. According to that, you undo the screw, push that in. So that goes in there like that. Push that down. Do that up. Yep, job done. Cover back on. And we've already got that one in place. Actually, just double check, I'll put that in properly. Yep. There's a little groove there, have you noticed that? So that goes in a little groove. That's it. So target, source, target. Do that back up, shut that up. And all you need is the power. You don't need the other USB cable. So you just need power. Like so, make sure it's nicely plugged in, which it is. It says there source. Now what you do, according to the instructions, you hold the button in for so long until it starts flashing. Or does something, there you go. And away she goes. So it's going to go up to 25%. And I'm going to leave that. Not sure how long it's going to take. Hopefully it doesn't take too long, because we're doing it offline rather than actually from the computer. Fingers crossed it should all go pretty well. And voila, it's actually finished. Now that did take a bit of time actually. I hope you can see that. So all lights are on solid, none of them moving. And all I need to do now is unplug it. Take out the new hard drive, which is that one. And plug it into my computer as the C drive. Hopefully it just works. It should do. That's the idea behind it. But if it doesn't, we can always put the old one back in. Sorry about getting my head in the way. It is very difficult sometimes when you're filming down to keep your head out of the well. So I'm sorry about that. But it is all done. Here is my original C drive. I will keep this safe for a while until I decide to format it, just in case something went wrong. But I don't think it has. I've been playing about with it and it seems to be working fine. In fact, I've been doing video editing on my new one, or my new drive. And yeah, like I said, it should be working. It seems to be working fine. Now, there are two methods for you, roughly, for copying from A to B. You can either plug it into your actual laptop or PC, whatever it is, using the USB cable that, you know, comes with it, or you can do it offline, which is what I done. Well, I done both, didn't I? I done it on the PC, copied it off for the PC, and I've done it offline. So two methods. Now, I did find it a bit slow doing the offline. It took a little bit longer, and that could be because it was 4 terabytes and not, you know, 2 terabytes. So it needs to allocate everything, or it needs to copy everything, and it needs to make sure it's copying everything perfectly, because there's nothing worse than it copying it all over and then it doesn't work properly. You've got to make sure it does it properly, so you just leave it alone until it's finished. So I reckon it's about an hour. And yeah, it's working fine. Now, because this is only a 2 terabyte one, it's allocated the 2 terabytes. And we have another, or nearly another 2 terabytes of unallocated. So you need to allocate that. Should be quite easy, just right click. You can add it as a separate thing, or you can amalgamate it with your actual C drive, so it's a bigger C drive, which is probably what I'm going to be doing in a minute, once I finish this video. So yeah, if you're thinking about buying something like this, you might want this one. Link in the video description below, because it works. It's got a nice little fan on it. I would have liked to heatsink actually on the M.2s. That would have been a nice little touch. but I'm not sure if that's going to be practical, because it has fans going through it, or a fan. It feeds from the bottom and pushes it up. And yeah, very easy to understand and very easy to use. So with that, if you like this video, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and click on the bell for notifications from when my videos go live. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, WAVLINK, clever.